for child welfare. But again, what does sterilization accomplish? It might stop you from being able to procreate, but it doesn't stop, you know, any sort of social behavior. It doesn't help them get out of poverty. It might ease the burden of some of these families. But and this is sort of, at least in my time, I mean, this was a time when a lot of the social programs that we have now were not in place. And so you get a lot of social welfare workers and mental health professionals trying to sort of figure out and navigate these things at the expense of a lot of individuals. But it definitely was child endangerment and a lot of these other issues, incest and rape and poverty and alcoholism. I mean, these are all social issues that were not necessarily being addressed just by sterilization. And that's what's sad and stuff like that. That, you know, they tried, I think, maybe to have a fix, but it only fixed the fact that maybe there would be no more children that they could then, you know, have to be socially, you know, maybe a burden on society. And that's a real issue. That we do still see with a sort of a generalization and sort of a backlash with welfare and stuff like that.
I'm just going to say, I can't believe nobody has taken the whole, oh my God, she has 5 kids, she's on welfare, she shouldn't have any more kids, she should not be allowed, the government should just...
And that's actually a huge, I mean, that is, you know, almost like a common health thing, and that's what's difficult. Just to do that right now. But anyway.
All right. One more question, quick? Yeah.
Probably more like a comment or whatever, but like, you know, like when that was all passed through the government and everything like that, the interesting thing that I'm seeing too is like, okay, there's the 3 branches of government, like one of them being the judicial, which is supposed to weigh out, is this a constitutional thing? Does this violate your constitutional rights? And with that, of course, taking away, you know, like life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, you know, some basic freedoms, I'm surprised that, you know, like the judicial branch didn't like step in and say, hey, we got to shut this down because, I mean, you're kind of violating some major things here.
Well, that's why Buck v. Bell was really a huge landmark case, when you had them actually upholding the constitutional right to do this. And there's some other cases like later on into the 60s that sort of maybe sometimes repeal it, but I mean, and this was a state-run thing, and so and that's sort of been interesting.
But unless somebody challenges it, the courts have no, the Supreme Court does nothing. It is purely a court of appeals. So if nobody takes something, a law, to court and then appeal it, they can't just rule on stuff.
And it gets to the point of like, when is it appropriate for the state to step in and take away rights? Right? The state takes away rights all the time.
Yeah.
So the question is there something with this issue that makes it a special case where it should work? That's another conversation. It's a long conversation.
Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys very much for having me here.
Thank you.